those are really inspirational as well. So
thank you. Julia, so how was your flight? How have you been? And I'm like, maybe, yes. I didn't speak zero English. Yes,
Did
this
Julia help you to
beautiful
find?
townhouse.
You'll have to,
You're
right?
like, whew. It's like, I want to eat. Where's the money? Like, I
Right.
need to sleep somewhere. Where's money? And then she comes, she orders like, what is the most expensive wine you have? And
So she said it like,
yeah, and she just sitting there. I'm like, so what are you doing? I'm like, I'm sorry to ask you that. And she's like, I do real estate. So you missed another great opportunity, but guess what? There is always back and forth, right? And it's hard to catch. You gotta go home, girl. You gotta go home, girl. I'm like, no, I need to study. I want to pass this exam. So I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't speak English. I'm like, no. They're like, you're smart. You're gonna make it. But I'm gonna tell you a secret. Don't tell anybody. This secret.
nice. And she was like, why don't you buy? And I started laughing.
Yeah, she's like, Julia, like, I can buy already 2 of them.
Right.
I'm like, okay, not that fast, girl. Hey guys, I'm with Karina. She's not only my friend, but she's my past client.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Karina USA and to my first interview here. I have the first guest, Julia Cherepova, who's a realtor, and let her introduce herself.
Hello everybody, my name is Julia Cherepova. I am a realtor, a top producer in Chicago. Also, I'm licensed in Florida and I have 2 teams. We are running real estate business in both states. In my plans to get a license in California. So if you have any questions about real estate, let me know.
So, in the backstory, Julia actually sold me this townhome a year and a half ago, right?
Yeah, I helped you to look for, 1.5 years.
Yeah, so it was like an awesome deal.
Great experience. I hope you liked it.
Yeah, it was an awesome experience. Everything went smoothly. We actually had 4 counter offers, right?
Yeah,
and
for other offers, it was really hard.
Yeah, and
to
she
get
negotiated all, and
that's my specialization. That's what I like. Okay.
So, Julia, tell us where you're from, where do you live, and what you do. You already said that you're a realtor.
Okay, so I'm from Ukraine, a city called Kharkiv. Love my country, support my country. I've been in United States for 11 years. And right now, I just purchased, only 2 weeks ago, I purchased a new townhouse in Arlington Heights. So it's not too far from you. And I also own 2 other apartments where I used to live in this
Here
place.
in Chicago,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. How did you come to the US?
All right, so 2011, I was a student, J1 visa.
Oh, you came with J1.
Yeah, work
So
and
did I.
travel.
Okay.
Work and travel. So I came to North Dakota. I was a housekeeper, cleaning hotels, and yeah, it was really tough. I didn't speak any English. I didn't know anybody, no money. And my parents, actually, my relatives, they borrowed money from me to come.
Really?
And I was like, oh my God, $2,000. I need to return $2,000. But I'm glad everything worked out.
Yeah, it's been low. So how many years did you?
2011 years.
11 years.
11
now.
years to be exact.
Yeah. Sounds like a long time, but I'm sure it
Oh
flew
my
by, right?
God, it flew fast, but you're such a different person. Like when you came, basically, I just graduate bachelor in finance, my bachelor degree in Kharkiv University, and then I came, and that's all my adulthood.
Right.
Like when I was adult, it all started here.
Yeah. So you didn't speak any English. You came alone. How was it like? Was it like the same America that you saw in the movies? Or?
Oh my God. So no, it was definitely different. I came to the field, like I'm from a big city. Kharkiv is like one of the biggest cities in Ukraine. And I came, it was only field, the cornfields, a small homes, like 1-story homes.
Oh,
and I'm like, is it a village? And yeah, and the airport, you basically just enter and you exit. It's like a one big hallway. And I'm like, oh my God, where I'm at, what I'm doing. And all these American people start like, Julia, so how was your flight? How have you been? And I'm like, maybe, yes. I didn't speak zero English. All my life, I learned German in my school, like excellent student, gold medal, and my university also was with red diploma, and I didn't speak any English, just German. So it was pretty interesting go to City College and start singing ABC song when you're 21 year old, and all my other students with me, like, all other people, nationalities, and we are all singing A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Oh my God.
So yeah, But yeah, it's actually, I think this experience helped me to appreciate America more, because you started from zero, you started from bottom, you don't have anything in your life, you came actually like you borrowed some money. So this gives you this hustle. A lot of people like, oh, I'm not motivated, I don't know what to do. Yeah, I came to USA with no money.
You have to.
You're
right?
like, it's like, I want to eat, where's the money? Like, I need to sleep somewhere, where's money? So you get this hustle for sure, like instantly.
How long did it take you to learn English?
Oh gosh,
To speak the way you speak now.
I actually started like in a comfort position. So I worked with the Polish people for 1.5 years. Then I went to work to Ukrainian bar. There's actually only one Ukrainian club/bar in United States. It's very private. It has like security cameras. So I knew all my customers, and I didn't speak English. I'm like, I have all my clients Ukrainian. I worked with some Polish people. Like I didn't need so much. But then my first boyfriend, he was American, and that actually when I'm like, oh my god, now I need to learn, I need to speak. And yeah, basically like I want to get better jobs, better paying jobs, and that's all requires you to know English.
Okay, so you went through a few different jobs, right? And then when did you decide, and how did you decide to become a realtor? How did that happen?
It was a very interesting story. So just imagine in 2014, I'm in my bar. I'm already like pretty tired with my same customers every single day. They just same customers, like same beer, same vodka. They just come in and drink. And then I see this beautiful convertible car, a red car, a woman coming like with a Chanel purse, like a nice coat. She comes to my bar, like I didn't see any clients like that. Usually it's just like, you know, older people, guys. Yeah. And then she comes, she orders like, what is the most expensive wine you have? And
so she said it like
yeah, and she just sitting there. I'm like, so what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm sorry to ask you that. And she's like, I do real estate. I'm like, oh, what is the real estate? And that actually, she's like, oh, you don't know. And she started asking me questions, and then she gave me her business card. And I called only 6 months later. Can you imagine? Like I was holding this card. I'm like, I'm not too good. I don't have time. I don't speak English. She was born here. She was this. And you know, like everybody has this, like, I was like looking at this business card on my table for 6 months. And guess what? I call her. She's like, come over today. She's like, I was waiting for your call. She's like, I was waiting for your call. And I'm coming to her office. She's like, let me make a call. So she picks up a call. She's like, I'm sitting. I understand some English. Okay. She's like, yeah, so I have my nephew here. Okay. Yeah. She wants to be a realtor. Okay. When does the class start? What do you mean in 6 months? We need something like faster. Oh, you just started today? Oh, the class starts at 6 p.m. All right. Yeah. She's going to be there. All right. Awesome. Yeah. And she puts her phone. She's like, I just signed you up for real estate class.
Awesome.
She's like, you are going there right now. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I was not ready for this at all.
But you spoke English already, right? At that time?
No, I was like, she talking Ukrainian. She was older, like Ukrainian woman. Her parents came in 1920, like in all this Holodomor, let's tell me, like all this communist repression, you know, happened. So she came with her parents, and she spoke Ukrainian, like very like American Ukrainian stuff. But yeah, she's like, she's like, I look at you, you're gonna make it. So that's how I started.
Okay. And then, so you came to the class, and is it like 6 months class?
It was a pretty short class. So if you guys are interested in real estate, I'm actually looking for some talented people. We're looking for talented people and building a team. So I'll tell you more. Of course, I cannot fit so much information how to become a realtor, but I would love to see you.
We'll put Julia's Instagram in here. So if you want to contact her.
Okay, but yeah, my class was not too big. It's not expensive class. So I think it was like around $500 at that time. Right now, you can do this online at your schedule. You can go to a live class. Of course, I went to a live class, but it was not helpful since I didn't speak any English. Actually, it was making me more sad because they talk so fast. And I'm like, whew, I don't process. I'm like, slow down, please slow down.
How did you pass the exam?
It was not easy. Okay, so it was a first trial when I failed. It's actually like all this psychology. Yeah, when you fail, you're like, it's not my thing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it. I come back to my work where I'm stable. So I came back to my bar. I saw all these people, like, actually they were happy that I didn't leave the bar because, you know, so much fun.
Yeah.
And I'm like sitting, I'm like, gosh, like my life is not changing. I'm at the same spot where I was 4 years ago. I'm making same amount money. So for me, you know, I don't have a thing like either you grow, either you regress, like progress or regress. Like you are not staying on the middle. So for me, like I didn't see a progress. I didn't see like increasing some, you know, new skills, like new clients, new money. So I know like I was regressing. Like I was so sad that with all my skills, my knowledge, you know, my hustle, I'm at the same spot. And I'm like, no, I gotta do it again. So yeah, thank God I passed it next time. But you know, like I put more, I was studying in the library till 11 p.m. I was always the last person who was leaving the library. And when a guy comes to me, I usually was crying because I didn't understand anything.
Oh my goodness.
And his guy goes like, you gotta go home, girl. You gotta go home, girl. I'm like, no, I need to study. I wanna pass this exam. He's like, it's okay. You're gonna pass it, but just go home. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, it was.
Do you get like unlimited amount of attempts or?
No, 3 attempts. Three
Only
attempts,
3?
and then you need to retake your school 90 hours. I think it's 70 plus 20 hours. So it's not that bad, you know. Like I think any like nurses probably like 2-3 years. This is just 90 hours.
Right.
I actually just spoke with a plumber. So to become a plumber, you need 5,000 hours. So it's basically 5 years of working for some other plumber. 5,000 hours. For real estate, 90. Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad. So
that's great. That's great. That's such an inspirational story.
Oh, thank you. I hope somebody will be inspired and start doing something.
Yeah. Why did you decide to come to the US, not some other country?
Okay, I was thinking about German-speaking country. Yes,
makes sense.
I all my life I learned German, so my goal was Switzerland. Swiss, yeah. So I was like, okay, I need to go to Swiss, but guess what? It was no more available places for Switzerland. So
what do you mean? No.
Like all the students, all the so it was like I think it was only like 10 vacancies, and all of them were taken.
Wait, you can choose the country?
So I was thinking, like they like I was applying for Switzerland,
right?
For Swiss, and then they're like, sorry, Julia, like that's it, not available anymore. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, that's a 4 scores. Like, it's my final. Like, I've been studying so hard, getting red diplomas. They're like, but you have a chance. You have only one thing left for United States. Only one. I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't speak English. I'm like, no. They're like, you're smart. You're going to make it. So they're like, just apply and you will see. Maybe you're not even past the consulate, because my interview, you know, I was thinking, 95% of people will think that I didn't pass the interview with the consul because I didn't speak English.
Even people who spoke English.
Yes, they didn't pass. Yes, so a lot of people. I remember a guy who was like, they came in Kiev, so in capital cities, they came in Kiev that interview day, and he had like USA, like American flag. Like he was talking to me in English, and I'm like, man, I don't understand. Like I told him like in Ukrainian, I'm like, I don't speak English. He's like, oh, okay, maybe I'll see you in the United States. Like he was so sure that he's going there, and he didn't pass. They didn't take him because for them he looked like a potential immigrant. Because he was like, yeah, I didn't. Because I'm like, when interview they asked me why I'm going to United States. You know, guys, what I said? Like that's so bad. But I'm gonna tell you a secret. Don't tell anybody. So I said I have American dream. And they're like, what is your American dream? And I'm like, I want to see big skyscrapers. And they're like, okay, continue. And I'm like, I didn't have so much thing to continue. So I started telling like the things that I will do at work. I'm like, so I will clean rooms and dusting and cleaning, doing beds, making. They're like, oh my God. He started laughing so hard. He's like, so that's your American dream? I'm like, yeah. And he's like,
that is hilarious.
Yeah, that's crazy. But at this point, I just like, I'm not giving up because he was trying to push me to go back. I'm like, no. wait a minute, I have American dream. I was putting my documents back, like he was pushing to me and I was pushing back. I'm like, no, wait, we already borrowed money for this interview. I already own money. I'm not going back. So I was just keep pushing, and it was
That
funny.
is hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just talked about you being a realtor, being in real estate, and you've got a few other jobs before you get into real estate.
Yeah, for sure.
How did you, like, you knew when coming to real estate, you could be having some month without any pay, right? It's not a
it was a lot
job.
of them. It was a lot of months.
So how that go?
Okay, so basically for me, if you don't risk, you will never have profit, right? So it was hard. Thank God I did have a boyfriend at that time that helped and pay some rent. But yeah, with real estate business, only one thing, you are flexible. Yes, you don't have a exact schedule, like you need to work. Of course, like the more you work, the more money you will have, right? So that's how it works. The more connection you have, the more money you have. But with real estate, it was months with no money. Yeah, for sure. It was hard. I tried to do some other different types of business before. I tried to do wedding planning.
Okay.
So I also invested a lot of money in this. I started making connections. I was thinking that this niche is not taken. So it's a lot of opportunities, and you can make weddings in United States, I would say $50,000 and about $75,000.
The whole wedding.
The whole wedding, yeah. But when you plan, you take usually $2,000-3,000 per wedding.
Right.
So like even you have 2-3 weddings a month, like that's not bad. And you're just sitting at home, like doing like flower calls, videographers, photographers, venues. So that's a pretty fun job. But the thing is that I didn't have enough portfolio, a good portfolio. For clients to get my service, then not enough like exposure, not a lot of reviews. So unfortunately that business was gone, and I'm like, okay, I need to come up something like and then this real estate story, this lady, and I'm like, yeah, that's meant to be.
Did you travel a lot, like within the US? Which parts do you like the most?
Gosh, I love to travel. That's my biggest passion. You know, like when people say, what is your best medication? I would say travel. Because every new state is a new experience. I think every state in the United States is like a different country.
It is.
For me, like this weekend, I'm flying to Miami. And that's a different country, you know, like all palm trees, ocean. I do business there. I'm gonna meet with my clients, few investors. So I'm kind of like, you know, since it's already getting colder here, we're already in the boots and coats. I'm just like was this morning searching for my swimsuits, for my shirts, and like how you cannot get excited about that, you know, you just like switching, catching a flight. Actually, the flight, guys, $42. Can you imagine? Like $42 one way, yeah. That's Frontier, awesome. Midway Airport, $42. That's secret. Nice. I'm always find like a good deal, best deals.
Are you like subscribed to their newsletter? Or?
No, just go and search. I always like, I love to do my research before I book anything. So I was in New York, New Jersey. I was in Central Part. I love West Coast. I actually spent last year living in San Diego. California, and we still have a condo there, my parents there, my baby's there right now, so trying to escape winter part in Chicago. So I'm gonna fly there in 2 weeks, but yeah, like everywhere you go in United States is such a new experience. You meet new people, like a new culture, new food. Let's say seafood, right? Like I love sushi, I love seafood. So in Chicago, it's okay. In Miami, it's better. But when you go to West Coast, like San Diego, where they actually like go and fishing and they catch all this fish, and you try that sushi and you're like, oh my God, it's just like, it's just amazing experience.
I've been to this place, Baba Gump, from the Forrest Gump movie. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
And yeah, it was like so different compared to the one in Illinois that actually closed recently. To the one back in San Francisco was so different.
Yeah, it's all fresh. I was waking up like 6 a.m. In doing Miracle Morning. I don't know if somebody read Miracle Morning. So I was taking my bike, running to the ocean and reading my books. And actually I saw fishermen go and like get some stuff. I'm like,
For
wow.
for your sushi
For
later,
my,
right?
for my future sushi, yeah. So yeah, it was
awesome. I saw the stories. Those are really inspirational as well. So
thank you.
So how did you end up in Chicago? Why did you choose that city?
So Chicago, I knew it was a lot of Ukrainian people, and actually I put on Facebook a little ad if anybody can meet me at the airport. And it was one good guy, Ivan, who said, yes, I can pick you up. He got late actually for picking me up. And I thought, oh my God, like I don't have a mobile, I don't have a phone, I don't have money. I'm sitting on my luggage. I'm like, what I'm doing in Chicago. But thank God he showed up like 1 hour later. He picked me up, he showed me this nice downtown, and I'm like, okay, that's my city. That's my city. That's what I want to do.
What would you recommend to people who's coming to the United States who doesn't know like what state they should live in? Maybe something from the realtor side, right? Like where to get a house in. And
yeah. So I lived in multiple states. Like I started with North Dakota, bad experience, 3 months. I don't want to come back. Then I lived in Miami. I love Miami lifestyle. It's very nice, very chilling. Like it looks like all your life is a beautiful vacation, right? Same in California, but 3 times more expensive than Miami. But what I'm gonna tell you, why Chicago? Because here you can find a job. If there is a saying in Chicago, if you will not find a job in Chicago, you will not find a job anywhere else in United States.
That's so true, even if you don't speak English.
Yeah,
right?
You don't speak English, you're gonna find a job because it's always hiring. There is always a lot of opportunities. So for a person who is coming, yes, we do have some little reserves to get started, and like this reserves with these prices, they go very fast, very fast. And of course, like for any family, like especially with the kids, like whereas we have this extra responsibility, you need to be able to find a job. So even when I moved to Miami with I didn't have a baby at that moment, no Roman, it was so hard to find a job because it was a lot of realtors there, and it's it's a vacation city. Basically there's only restaurants, hotels, and people who rent cars, so all just them making money.
Yeah. What about like bigger companies that
they just started moving on COVID. So before it was just like we are talking about immigrants, immigrants with no English, so it's just restaurants. They will not take maybe they don't have experience or whatever. So I'm talking about immigrants. It was even hard for me, and I lived already for 5 years, so I did speak some English, but I'm like, you're looking for a better job. So in Chicago, you actually have bigger community. Like here is the biggest Ukrainian / Western European community in the whole United States. It's unbelievable. Like I know that numbers, I think 200,000 people just came from Ukraine with all these programs. 200,000, like it's just a lot. Like any Ukrainian festival, like when I go to, I barely see people that I know, and I know a lot. I really know a lot, but I'm meeting like, who's this person? Who's that person? And it's so interesting because it's really huge. So for people who is moving, like of course, like moving where it's gonna be easier for you. You can always change. You can always upgrade, like even like when you buy a car, right? You don't start with a Mercedes-Benz, like as wherever. Like you can start like with a little like Toyota or Honda, and then upgrade your life. So start where it's stable. And in Chicago, it's stable. You make money, you can pay your rent. You see you have more, you see you have job opportunities, then move. But I think like with a person who is starting, the first thing is like, okay, where I'm gonna live, where I'm gonna eat. So that's the main things for you to think about it.
This is an awesome advice. Thank you, Julia.
Absolutely.
And then, so like in terms of housing, I know that in order to rent something, you need to have a credit history, right?
Yes.
So who's coming with no credit history? What options do they have?
So basically with no credit history, you will have to put extra deposit. So it's very common that people put extra. So we say, you need to have for a first month's rent, you need to have 1 month's deposit. But for those who doesn't have credit history, we ask for 1 more month's deposit. So like at least if you see, let's say $1,500 a rent, be sure it's 4,500 just for you to get started and move in. But at the end of the lease, you will get 3,000 back. So $3,000, they don't disappear. They don't disappear. They're staying as a security kind of like money, security money for a person who rents for you. Because what is the credit check at all? Yeah, credit story is your ability to repay a loan. So let's say bank gives you $500. With your credit history, they can see how often and how good you pay this debt.
Right.
So it's just like for a person, when I see, let's say when I check a lot of credit histories, and I see a person forgot to pay for 30 days, then some person forgot to pay for 90 days. It's a bad sign. It's a bad flag. And just, you need to think like a landlord too. Let's say you own a property and you need to pay mortgage, right? So you are paying every month for your mortgage. And then one person comes to you, and of course they're very nice, they just came, they have a beautiful family, but you're, as a landlord, it's your property and your obligation to pay. So yes, emotionally we want to help everybody, we want to like give as much as we want, but on another hand, you need to pay the bank. And the bank will not ask you and say, hey, why you didn't pay me? And you will like, oh my God, this family just came and I wanted to help. No, they don't care. And then your credit as a landlord is going bad. So you really want to be sure that this family, they're not only good people, but they will be able to pay you. So a lot of my clients also, when they come, for a woman it's a little bit harder to find a job, but men start quickly, with like some moving companies, construction companies, like they can go to work in body shops. So there is more for guys because they not scared of jobs, right? For women, yeah, they're picky, especially when they have a baby or kids, they need to be able to sit with the baby and do some part-time. So it's a good sign for a landlord that you already have some job. Yeah, and put your money in a bank account. Don't worry. Like, I know a lot of people who calls me, is like, I have cash, all my money, I have cash. Don't worry, put it on your bank account. So person, like when I have 2 investment properties, right? So when I, for example, see your bank statement, I see already getting some money. I don't know about cash. You can say you have 3,000 cash and maybe you have 300 cash. Who knows, right? Maybe you have 30,000 cash and you cannot prove it. So
what if
like,
you show the bank statement?
If you show, we can see, right? There is, of course, like there is some other things coming with those bad bank statements, but person, if they want, they can check. So it's better do not even do bad things in United States.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey guys, I'm with Karina. She's not only my friend, but she's my past client.
Yeah, I bought a townhome with Julia like 1.5 years ago, and we were just recording the video over there, and I was telling the video that we had 4 counter offers when I was buying a townhome, and she negotiated, and we got a townhome, and I was like so excited with an awesome interest rate, and yeah, everything was very smooth. And,
thank you so much, dear. I'm so happy. Look at this beautiful townhouse. It's 2-story, has beautiful windows, a corner townhouse, new floors. She actually has some really nice remodeling. Great job. And this is her doggy that smiles, that must be fat, good guy. So we are making an interview for Karina's YouTube channel, and it's coming soon with my story in United States and how I became a realtor. So coming soon. Oh yeah, guys, it's not easy to be a blogger and a realtor, okay?
So we just came downstairs to show you a little bit of my townhome.
Yes,
that
this
Julia helped me to
beautiful
find.
town. Добрый день, меня зовут Черепова Юлия, и я риэлтор. Мои отношения с клиентами никогда не заканчиваются после клоузинга. И сегодня я приехала в гости к Карине, чтобы посмотреть на ее прекраснейший новый дом, на твой ремонт, который ты делаешь, и расскажи, пожалуйста, как проходит процесс.
В общем, да, клоузинг у нас был неделю назад, и вот мы за эту неделю уже успели сделать demolition вот пола, отсандовали лестницы, будем менять полностью кухню, полы, стены красить, жалюзи, короче, кучу всего менять, не могу уже дождаться сюда заехать, потому что neighborhood очень крутой, соседи обалденные, вот реально как в этом сериале про отчаянных домохозяек, встретила одну соседку, у них у всех практически здесь есть собаки.
Я вижу, ты уже, да, начала ремонт, и вообще какие идеи, что планируешь, расскажи.
Мы будем полностью менять полы, я заказала новые дверки на кухню, будет убираться часть стены, здесь будет такая барная стойка, стены,
Вау,
да.
очень в тренде.
Да, и чтобы, знаешь, было видно телевизор над камином, что-то такое. Жалюзи все поменяются, лестницы будут перила покрашены, стены тоже покрасятся. Вот такой вот мы цвет выбрали.
Ой, какой красивый.
Да, это будет везде на втором этаже,
Да,
прям
мне
так
очень
это.
нравится.
Мгм.
Очень в тренде. Просто бомбезно, мне очень нравится. С нетерпением жду новостей.
Let's add actually more information for people who's already in the United States and wants to get something here.
The process.
Yeah, how does the process work? Maybe there are some interesting programs for people who just buying a house. What do they need to have?
So, okay, I will start with the mentality of person who is renting. They're like, oh, there's always excuses, you know, there's always a market bad, there is a rates not good, there is, we like this area only. But just remember, guys, so there is a two mentality, a person who owns a property and a person who rents the property. So you always will be either you're paying for somebody's property or you're paying for your property. Second thing, there's never perfect time, you know, so honestly, you know, just thinking about how many good opportunities you missed. So about that, you missed another opportunity when market was better. So you missed another great opportunity, but guess what? There is always back and forth, right? And it's hard to catch. So for me, you know, when the people saying like, oh, there is a market not good, I'm renting, I'm doing this, and just keep blaming on a market condition and they're not ready to get something, I'm like, okay, just rent. So when people rent, yeah, like, you know, I have two tenants, I love them so much, but they helping me to build equity on my property, right? Even when they leave, I will find another tenant and they're gonna build. So, and there is never perfect time to buy. So unfortunately, a lot of people missed it. And I started doing this in 2014. I received my license in 2014. And every year, when really we understand right now, market was amazing. These amazing historically low rates, guess what? Our people were complaining. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they didn't like it. They didn't like something. They're like, would be better, it would be better, it always would be better. But the thing is, you live today, not yesterday. Yes, you can look about your missed opportunities and you don't live tomorrow, but either you're buying today, either you just stay and rent. That's all.
And even if even right now, right, we have like high interest rates, but you can always refinance later.
Of course. So that's, you know what's funny, I've been selling real estate for 8 years. I'm working in real estate, helping 200 families to find their dream homes. I got the highest interest rate.
Excuse me.
Bless you. It's true. It's true. I got the biggest interest rate, 6.75. 6.75. Like if I would tell somebody of my clients I have almost 7% interest rate, they're like, oh, no way, Julia, no way, like you're working. But guess what? I will refinance 2 months, 6 months, it will be gone. Okay, but the person who was renting, they will still pay 100% interest rate, not 6.75, not 6%, 100% interest, because from your hard-working money, when you give half of your money and you never see them again, never, they gone. So what do you really trying to save? Well, what are you trying to save on, you know? So there is really a mentality of person who is working and they just pay. And there is another mentality of person who is what? Investing.
Right.
So either you invest in something, either you just pay and complain about all this bad market, bad people, bad prices, bad politics. It's always bad. But the person who is investing money, they always look for opportunities. And yes, they take risk. And yes, they invest, but they always see a way like I do when I refinance, I enhance my property. I'm already paying for my property. So it's really up to you. How do you look at this situation? Only up to you.
And I saw recently Gary Vee's video on YouTube where he kept saying that if you're young, less than 35 years old, you better have many roommates, pay less and stuff. But you can always buy and then get roommates, right? If you have like if it's a 2-bedroom apartment, then you can have a roommate and still build equity.
So why America? Why you need to buy here? Because in where I country from, right, in Ukraine, you need to have cash because the interest rates is so crazy.
Like 20 and up.
20.
Right?
You need to, like, when people come. So right now I have in my team one girl from Kiev. She's a realtor. She was working there for a long time. Sasha, привет. I know she's watching this video. So when she came here, she's like, Julia, why everybody taking a loan? What's going on? It's like everybody there is buying cash. Everyone. I'm like, because here in United States, you can buy with a 3% down. She's like, what? She's like, well, apartment costs 100K. I only need 3,000. I'm like, yeah. She's like, Julia, like, I can buy already 2 of them. I'm like, okay, not that fast, girl. So she came 1 month ago and I'm like, no. Like, you need to build this story. But just imagine that a person who just came, they already have ability to buy a 2-bedroom apartment or 1-bedroom apartment.
3% down,
with 3% down.
That's what I did actually.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, all my properties, I'm just buying little and, you know, doing some remodeling. But why do you need to pay 20 or 40 if you can buy 2, 3, 4 properties? But yeah.
And funny story actually, when I decided to get a house, I wasn't in a position to buy a home. I didn't have a lot of money, and I didn't know about this 3% down. So one of my friends, we were on a walk, and I just got miles, and I was renting an apartment, a room with my other roommate in an apartment. And I was thinking that I need to get the bigger place because I have a dog now, so he's not comfortable in a small apartment. And she was like, why don't you buy? And I started laughing because, like, I don't have money to buy a home. And then and she recommended me a good mortgage broker who told me like about the finances, what I need to have, how much money I need to, like I had to pay off some of the credit cards and stuff. So yeah, she told me about it, and then I met Julia and we started working. But it is really important to have a trusted mortgage broker, right? Because it's like a huge part of your deal.
Yeah, so I've been in this business for 8 years, and the most biggest numbers of transactions that fail, a part is because people didn't work with a good mortgage broker. So from some point last year, I decided to start learning more about mortgages and because since I have a bachelor in finance and I love numbers, you know, I just calculate numbers so fast. So I actually like work with one of the top mortgage companies and getting my MLO license, so I can be even closer to the process where I can actually see for my clients. Because anyway, when a person comes to me, they're like, Julia, we need a mortgage person. And I'm like, we got this. So my concept of building my business is everything under one roof, whereas everybody is professional, responsible, they know what they do. They very responsive, right? You call them 8 a.m., 8 p.m., they pick up a phone because it's very important. Just imagine, like, basically with your real estate purchase, it's your biggest investment. It's your biggest purchase, right? So you will never spend more money than you're gonna spend right now buying your house, right? So, and I tell my clients that your house, your home is your savings account. So look at this, you already, let's say $250,000 townhouse, right? This is your savings account. This is, you can use it for your, when you get older, for your, I don't know, if you want to travel this is your savings, this money. And you want to be sure that you not only get the best deal with real estate that I will help you, you're going to get the best financial deal. So as a realtor, I have this extra responsibility. I want to get you the best deal because this is important. You know, this is your savings, and you want to be make sure that you know the value of your house, you know what it's worth, how much you can take money. So you know, like all these types of loans. Where you
Another
can
cool thing about the taking money out, I just remembered home equity.
Home equity line. Yeah. So this is your savings account. You know, like it does not come in on your bank statement as a bank statement, but that's money. This is your money. Yes. Like let's say you wanna, let's say this house, just a number, 250,000, and you want to take 100,000. Yes, you can take it. You can take it. Yes, you need to pay some amount. You cannot just take it next day. But since you paid off, let's say half or like 50-60%, you can take money this and use for your different properties. You can buy this property, you can buy more properties. How cool is that?
So yeah, it's a lot of opportunities for immigrants here.
Yes,
not only
so
for
true.
people who are born in the United States. And like what else? Do you know any other countries where people just can come and get this like crazy interest rates and like build their whole life here? That's why it's probably called American Dream, right?
Yes,
because you can really
my parents, they just recently came from Ukraine, and my dad, every time he goes like to supermarkets, he's in the car, he's like, people like there in our countries, like politicians, they say we are doing this for people, this is for people, this is for people. And our people not only cannot buy one car for a family, whereas here you can see 2 cars, 3 cars in a family. Not only a person who works on a regular job cannot buy a house for their family, right? And here, of course, you can buy with a 3% with me, easy. And my dad is just keep us like, food is cheaper, houses is cheaper, education is free. You know, like if you are in this district, in this area, you already have for your kid a kindergarten, a school, elementary, middle, high school, and they will not ask you for money because you're already in this city. It will take you for free,
unless you go to college.
Yeah. College, it's optional, you know, like, right. But and there's also programs. You can get a grant. You can apply for a grant. Like I think America gives you a lot of opportunities, and only you decide what do you want to take. Like, of course, a lot of people in a comfort zone, especially like, you know, I like our Eastern European type because first of all, we're kind of we're lazy. A lot of people lazy. We're in comfort zone. We don't want to do a lot, and we love to complain. Allowed to complain like other people. So I said like, no, Julia, like either you want to achieve something and you start doing something more than other people do, either you just like everybody else just will sit on your couch at home and it's like, it's so bad, it's not good, you know, like this kind of mentality. So I think this is like really country of opportunities, really. Only everybody who is here and they got on some level, I'm not sure if they would be able to do that in those countries.
For sure. And that's what I was going to add. Like many of our people are also like hustlers. We love these opportunities. We want to do more. We want to get more. And then I actually met a few people who was born here, and they were like, when I told them who I am, like how I came alone, it's the same as you, with no friends, family, and that I went to school.
Shocked.
And they're shocked. They're like, they're my age, and they just finished in their college and living with parents, for example. No jobs, nothing. And there
is no hustle for them, you know, because here when I came here, I know I already own money. Right. I need money, I need to live somewhere, I need to eat something. So it put me in a situation where I need to be a strong woman. And like since like this 11 years, I can really say that it built that strong character. You know, I am a mom, I have a baby, 3.5 years old baby, you know, Roman. So Roman, he, you know, he's a special kid. He has his, you know, it's like it's some stuff like intellectual, physical delays, epilepsy. But guess what? Like I think because I was so strong for all these years, you know, right now my mindset is saying, how can you help? Not like cry about situation, not complain about situation, but what can you do? but what kind of ways. So I think a lot of people like us who came as a hustler, we are not in a zone where we're just gonna sit and cry how bad it is. We will think what we can do to make it better.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
And Roman is amazing. He's simply adorable guy. I love him so much. And if you wanna see him, sign up or follow my Instagram.
yeah. Actually, I saw him on Instagram only. I haven't met him alive yet. But yeah, he seems awesome.
Thank you. We love him so much.
Yeah.
And he's getting better actually, because I put so much work in him. Like you know, like what you asked me, a thing that I don't dislike in United States. I was like, you know, I like everything, but actually one thing just came up to my mind. So physical rehabilitation for kids, it doesn't exist here.
And it's crazy expensive.
And it's crazy, yeah. And they just give 1 hour a week. So I took Roman to Ukraine when he was 1.5, and he was getting 6 hours a week, and here's only 1 hour, 6 hours or 1 hour. And 1 hour, they just playing with him. So it was no help, it was no progress. But in Ukraine, not only he start crawling, he actually start walk.
Wow.
So I was amazed with results and really dedication.
Is it like the insurance that covers that 1 hour, or?
Yeah, it's only insurance, but in USA, they really want you to give you prescription, you know, because medications is a big business, you know. They will make a lot of money. So for 11 years, I probably would say 2 or 3 times I went to a doctor. Thank God. I usually don't go there, but because all they do, they just trying to give you prescription, you know. And I'm not a big fan of prescriptions.
So healthcare is really a big complaint here. Like many people say that. Yeah. So I actually had a video about likes and dislikes, and it came up still to a lot of likes. Why we like United States.
Oh, we love United States. You know, like I think like any person, we cannot be perfect. You know, like if somebody would say, "Oh, she's perfect," he's perfect. No, there is no perfect people, and of course there is no like a perfect thing in this world. So of course there is always like some good things and positive things. Yeah. So
like in every country.
Yeah, you just decide what is your priority. You know, like my priority, like I know if there's bad physical rehabilitation, I know where it's good. So I just need to make more money and be able to take them, to take him there.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else you want to add that you really like in the United States? I'm sure people.
My God, yes, I like opportunities. You know, I like when you wake up in the morning and you just like, what else I want to do with my life. So this morning, I'm like, first of all, I you know, took half of my closet to the garbage, and I ordered a lot of stuff, and I'm like, okay, this is my new clothes. Then I took a ticket, I booked a ticket to Miami. Then I called to 2 people who actually left their voicemails that they want to join my team, and then I follow up with my buyers. Now I have 2 more showings tonight, and I love this. You know, it's a busy lifestyle. Like you always have something to do, you always have something to follow up, and you're like in the charge. You're in the charge of your life, when you want to go, what you want to do. So that's a beautiful thing about United States in general, that gives you a lot of opportunities, and only you decide where you wanna be.
Yeah, so true. I had an interview recently, and that's exactly what I said. The opportunities, and even if you're a single mom or single dad, you can still like work, hustle, and do a lot of stuff. Like Julia, I don't know if I can say that, but
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
she's a single mom, and it's a strong woman who's like doing it all, and kind of like a role model for many people.
Yeah, they never give up. You know, like I think kids are blessings, and only in your head, you know, like you can go strong, you can help them, you can be a best mom. And also you can build up yourself, build your business, help everybody, and be a good example.
Well, so I hope this video was like really helpful for everyone who's either coming to the United States or already in the United States and wants to learn more about real estate. as well as it was really inspirational because of your story and whatever you
thank
said.
you.
So
I hope it was.
I'm gonna leave Julia's Instagram here again. If you want to follow up and ask any questions you have about real estate, maybe join the team.
Or buy a house, sell a house, invest. You want to invest in Florida, you want to buy a house in Chicago, sell your property, reinvest. Any questions about financing, please give me a call back. I would love to help you. I have a big team. We would love to help you anytime that you want and meet face to face.
Yeah, and I want to add, when I was working with Julia, she was like super responsive. Anytime I needed help, she was available. So yeah, and I also work with you too. Yeah, so totally recommend her to work with. So yeah, thank you again, guys, for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you. Bye.